So this might be a topic that's going to be around for ages, or it might not be. But I was talking to my friend the other day, and I told him I was going to do a video on why DC is better than Marvel. And I thought he was gonna like jump down my throat. I thought he was gonna be like, "Dude, you out your fucking mind? How can you say some shit like that?" But he surprised me and he was on board with me. He was like, "Dude, I agree with you. DC is better than Marvel." And the reason he said because DC is darker than Marvel. And I said that in my Batman v Superman movie review. And if you watch that video, I actually said that that video was going to be called Why Batman v Superman is the Greatest Superhero Movie of All Time. Um, and then that video I said that DC, I favor toward DC movies because they're dark, they're more darker than Marvel. Like Marvel is like family films, action family films, because you got action, you got comedy and lighter tone. And I don't want to consider myself a DC fanboy because I like both. I like DC and Marvel. But if I had to pick like the rest of to live the rest of my life with only one, I would definitely pick DC. And I'm gonna tell you like the number one reason, because their characters are more iconic than Marvel. Superman, Batman, Green Lantern, The Flash, Wonder Woman. They're more iconic than anything you can just think about. Like when you hear about Marvel now, Iron Man, but before the Robert Downey Jr. movies, Iron Man wasn't that popular. Spider-Man, of course, because that's my favorite character from the Marvel universe is Spider-Man. X-Men, they're and then you got the popularity of Deadpool now, but that's recently. Around the clock before, like DC, like all the movies, like the failed Superman movies, Batman was the only one getting the recognition from the DC universe. And Superman is supposed to be the greatest superhero ever, but as you can see, Batman is the spokesperson for DC. And credit Christopher Nolan for that, because he portrayed, it wasn't dead on the spot on perfect, but it was more like a realistic portrayal of Batman in the modern day world. But on the Tim Burton film, like that was really close to the comics. And Marvel might follow suit with the comics because I'm not a big comic guy. I'm not a big comic book guy. I know some. I used to collect comic books when I was younger. I know some, but I don't know all. So I know even with DC, I know that they changed the storylines from the comic books to the movies, because I always had a problem with that. But people that's close to the comic books, they was like, you really don't want the story to be the exact same from the comic book to the movies, because you already know what you're going to expect inside, so you're not going to be surprised. So I can see the change on that. But I feel like DC has better storylines than Marvel. Like I said, I'm not familiar with the comic book, so all y'all comic book aficionados that are, let me know, like comic book wise, does Marvel have better storylines than DC or vice versa? But when it comes to movies, especially the animated movies, like DC, they killing Marvel in that. And even growing up, Batman the animated series, like don't get me wrong, I enjoy X-Men and Spider-Man cartoons, but Batman the animated series, man, that was the shit. And we just like the characters, the dark tone of of everything, and it's like better storylines. I just find myself just more involved with DC. And I enjoy all the Marvel. Where Marvel release a new movie, I go see it. Like I say, I love both, but I favor DC more. But recently, like all the DC films that been getting a lot of backlash, I don't have no problem with it. I love them. Like I fucking love Batman v Superman. I said that Captain America Civil War was the best movie of the year, superhero wise, and put Suicide Squad at number 2. But when I got to look at Batman v Superman again, I put that number 2. So when Captain America Civil War come out again, when I look at that, then I give my opinion again. But Marvel films, they're a lighter tone, something I can look at and laugh. Action scenes are good, effects are good, but I just love that darker tone, more iconic characters and characters you can relate to. I mean, the X-Men movies, like we got introduced to Quicksilver. I'm not gonna favor Quicksilver over the Flash. Like, come on, man, dude in the red suit with gold lightning. Like, I had the fucking Flash toy when I was little. Like, it's even their symbols on their chest. They just those iconic symbols. Like you got the Batman, the yellow with the black, the Superman, the red with the gold, the Green Lantern, the white with the Green Lantern, the Flash. Those symbols alone, like you don't get that with Marvel. It's crazy, and I don't consider myself a DC fanboy. Like I say, I like both, but I'm favorite towards DC because I told you why. The darker tone, the better storylines, the more iconic characters, and it's just I'm going, and their movies, I don't have a problem with their movies. Live action movies, like I say, they're killing the animated ones. Like I own almost all of them, all. And Justice League Dark is the next one, so I can't wait for that to drop too. And people say that the Marvel live action movies are better. I might be a little bit better. That's me. It might be a little bit better. I still enjoy them, but DC is where it's at. If you feel how I feel, or if it's something that I left out on why DC is better than Marvel, share it down in the comment section. Like, do you agree with me about the darker being better, or the more iconic characters, better storylines? Like, let me hear from you. Why do you feel the same way how I feel? Is DC better than Marvel? Or do you feel the opposite? Is Marvel better than DC? Like, that's why I started this channel, to not only bring you content, but we all can share each other content. Because just because I say DC is better than Marvel, I don't want you hating me because of that. Like, if somebody posts Marvel is better than DC, I'm not going to hate them. I respect other people's opinions. So it's good to hear what other people think. Or do we all think alike? So like I say, post your comments down below. Let me know what you think. Like, subscribe, and share. And since I'm starting out, help me reach 1,000 subscribers. And until the next time, peace.